This is going to be an incredible, amazing week of NFL football. I look at the schedule and I'm like, oh my goodness. These are 10 things that I cannot wait to see play out during NFL Week 4. Number one is this: Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick. Coach versus quarterback, former coach versus former quarterback, Buccaneers versus Patriots. I don't care who wins. The winner is not the GOAT of GOATs. I've heard that. The term GOAT is so overused anyway. If Tom Brady beats Bill Belichick, it's not like Bill Belichick isn't as good as Tom Brady. It's just fun to see. Tom Brady has a better team. Bill Belichick, remember, has a rookie quarterback, Mac Jones. He's not been awful. Had a bad week last week. But here's what's really fun about this game. The thing I'm most excited to watch. How does Bill Belichick defend Tom Brady? We've never seen them play each other before. It's like the only matchup we've never gotten. Every other matchup has happened at least one time. Peyton Manning versus Eli Manning. I'm trying to think of the other stuff I would see. Like I talked about this the other day. We saw John Gruden get traded by the Raiders and then beat them in a Super Bowl the next year. We've seen everything. But we've never seen Bill Belichick play Tom Brady. What does Bill Belichick's game plan look like to stop Tom Brady? Both these guys care a lot. Tom Brady wants to win. Bill Belichick wants to win. They realize that this affects the way people will see them forever. This game will affect their legacy. Don't tell me Bill Belichick doesn't care. We know Tom Brady cares, but Bill Belichick's the one that I think a lot of people go, wow, he's a coach, blah, blah. No, he cares. He wants to beat Brady badly. He cares about that kind of stuff, I assure you. This is a massive game. It's the biggest game maybe of the entire regular season. It's going to be an incredible football game. The media coverage is going to be unbelievable. I cannot wait to watch. That's why I dedicated so much time to it. It's going to be incredible. The second thing I can't wait to see during NFL Week 4 is the Arizona Cardinals at the LA Rams. SoFi Stadium is beautiful. Matthew Stafford is fun to watch, but both teams are undefeated. And here is the narrative I am excited for. It's an NFC West division battle. And we know the Rams are great. We know the LA Rams are I've argued they're the best team in the NFL. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, stars everywhere, Cooper Kupp. But what I'm excited to watch is Arizona. How good are the Arizona Cardinals? This is a test for them. How good really are they? I'm skeptical. They've played some good football. They should have lost to Minnesota. Minnesota botched the game-winning field goal. It's a prove-it game for Arizona. Let's see it. How good are you guys? The fan base is yelling at me. We're incredible. Okay, fair enough. Let's see how good Arizona is as they play at the Rams Week 4. Number 3, the Lions at the Bears. The Lions have an opportunity to win their first game of the year here. The Lions are not a terrible football team. They're competitive. Do not forget, the Lions had the lead 17-14 in the first half against Green Bay. When Jared Goff plays clean football, they can win games. Jared Goff is just a flaw. He can't play consistently. So the Lions are a flawed football team, but they are not awful. Now, the Chicago Bears, I have no idea what to expect. We've heard Matt Nagy say it could be Nick Foles starting at quarterback. It could be Andy Dalton. It could be Justin Fields. I don't know. And Matt Nagy, the head coach, I think is slowly descending into madness because I think he's starting to. It's hard. Look, let me tell you, I get criticism all day, every day. No matter what I say, someone's mad at me. Someone disagrees, and because it's sport, it's not politics, right? You're not going to talk about certain political issues publicly, but in the sports world, nobody cares. You can say whatever you want, and no one's going to judge you. So people trash me all the time. I think Matt Nagy is letting that conversation, getting constantly attacked, I think he's letting it get to his head, affect his decision-making, affect everything he says. He's at home laying in bed thinking about the media instead of thinking about the game plan. I fear that. So I have no idea what to expect from Chicago. It's a glorious mess. It's going to be incredible. Who will their quarterback be on Sunday? I don't know. Neither do you. Maybe we'll know in a couple hours on Friday. But that is why I cannot wait to watch the Lions at Bears in NFL Week 4. Storyline number 4, the Carolina Panthers at the Dallas Cowboys. Here's the question. Can Carolina go on the road and beat a very good Dallas Cowboys football team? Dak Prescott's fantastic. They've got I was wrong about Dallas. They're really good. I mean, they're talented everywhere. So far, the offensive line has stayed healthy. In fact, Terrence Steele has stepped up at tackle for the Cowboys. He's been really great. His run blocking has been incredible. I recently ranked the Carolina Panthers as the worst undefeated team in the NFL. Let's test the theory. I consider myself a mad sports scientist. So I think Dallas wins. But I might be protecting my heart, too, because I know protecting my heart because I'm basically a Carolina Panthers fan. If someone said, gun to your head, you got to pick a favorite NFL team, I can't lie to you. I'd say it's the Carolina Panthers. I love them. And it's not because I like the team itself. I'm not like, ooh, the colors, baby blue, or whatever it's called. I like Carolina. I like the people. I like the Southern charm that city has. I like Charlotte a lot. But I like the people there in Carolina. And so I know that maybe in predicting Dallas will win, I'm guarding my heart, saying, expect the worst, hope for the best. But I don't know. And we'll see. I'm excited to see and kind of learn a lot about Carolina during NFL Week 4. I also can't wait to watch Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback. I saw Matt Rule compared him to Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. I would agree with that. Dak Prescott is playing out of his mind. And I think is massively improved this year. Dak Prescott's going to be fun to watch against this Carolina defense. And also, the Cowboys run the ball a lot. And so far, I haven't watched it, but I saw that Brett Coleman, my buddy, posted a video about the Carolina Panthers defense. I recommend it. Brett's he's a good person. And so giving him a view, you're giving someone, a good person in the world, a good view on YouTube. I really am curious to see how this Carolina Panthers defense stacks up against a really good running game like the Dallas Cowboys. Storyline number 5. Here's a weird thought. Jacoby Brissett has been a backup quarterback basically his whole NFL career. Like, he's borderline, right? He's like either one of the better backups in the NFL or one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL. He's kind of that guy who will always have a job. He can win games if you need him to, but you're never going to build a team around him. Is this a Jacoby Brissett revenge game? Is that even a thing? Can a guy like Jacoby Brissett have a revenge game? Because the Colts are 0-3. They're playing at the Dolphins during Week 4. And it's a must-win game for both teams. If the Miami Dolphins want to save their year, they have to go 2-2 to start the year. They cannot start 1-3. And the Colts, on the other side, have to start 1-3 because they have no other option. And they've lost 3 games in a row to start the year. Miami's defense has a ton of talent. I worry about Carson Wentz trying to match up against them. That's the Colts quarterback. And the Dolphins are, like I mentioned, Jacoby Brissett. The Dolphins are starting Jacoby Brissett at quarterback because Tua is injured, has a rib injury. And Jacoby Brissett played quarterback in Indy last year. And so I ask, and I kind of laugh as I think about it. Can Jacoby Brissett have a revenge game? I don't know. But I'm going to watch it because I'm curious. And I think that'd be really, really fun to talk about next week. Number 6, the Giants at the New Orleans Saints. The Giants are 0-3. They cannot start 0-4. The Giants, the way they run their franchise, just endlessly bothers me. But if the Saints are good, then this is a game they should win. Good teams take care of business and beat bad football teams. The New Orleans quarterback, Jameis Winston, he's always a wild card. I don't know what to expect from him. I can't tell if he's good or bad. I'm very disappointed in myself. I had a really busy week. I did not watch the New Orleans Saints New England Patriots game from last week. I read the box score. The box score never really... Stats don't tell you the full story, so I don't know. But I don't have any idea what to expect from New Orleans this week. They've kind of taken on the personality. The first 2 games I watched of the year, they look like they took on the personality of their quarterback, Jameis Winston. It's just a roller coaster. In this game, Giants at Saints, between the Giants fan base, who is passionate and they can be mean, but I love them because guess what? I would rather you have passion and intensity and be mean sometimes than be apathetic. I'd rather my fiance yell at me than not care. Because at least if she's yelling at me, there's something there. She cares. So I think the Giants fan base, they're going to be crazy. The Saints are inconsistent and a roller coaster. So this game is going to be a roller coaster of emotion between the Giants and the New Orleans Saints. Game number 7. Seattle at the 49ers. It's very simple. Can Russell Wilson carry Seattle to beat a better team, the San Francisco 49ers. It's a division matchup. It's interesting. Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator for Seattle, he has done a fantastic job creating opportunities for Tyler Lockett. I want to see DK Metcalf benefit from the play calling. DK Metcalf, the other receiver with Seattle, I want to see him get more opportunities vertically downfield from Russell Wilson. Can Russell make up for the problems Seattle has and beat a better football team, San Francisco? And then is Jimmy Garoppolo going to cost the 49ers another game? Jimmy Garoppolo is a solid quarterback in the NFL. He's either one of the lower end starters or a outstanding backup quarterback. He's massively overpaid in my opinion. Is Jimmy G going to cost his team a game against another good quarterback? Last week, the better quarterback won. Aaron Rodgers beat the 49ers, but Aaron Rodgers also has a really good football team. Seattle's not as good, not even in the same conversation as the Green Bay Packers. So Jimmy Garoppolo has to beat Russell Wilson. That's what this game is all about. It's the two quarterbacks. It's the most compelling storyline. Always, basically, usually is the quarterback position. Can Russell Wilson carry Seattle, and can Jimmy Garoppolo, will Jimmy Garoppolo cost his team the game with poor play and bad decision-making? Number 8, the Steelers at Green Bay. It's interesting because it's the two of the three biggest fan bases in the NFL. The other one, the Steelers, the Packers, and the Dallas Cowboys are the three. If you said, like, how many, you're in America and you look around, or maybe the whole planet, and you say, everyone raise your hand if you're a Steelers fan. Everyone raise your hand if you're a Cowboys fan. Raise your hand if you're a Packers fan. They would all win. They'd have the most people that are fans of their team, and they sell tons of merch. They make tons of money. They're a big brand. So it'll be cool to watch the Steelers fan base against the Packers fan base, the talk on Twitter, the anger, the vitriol. The reality is the Pittsburgh Steelers have really big problems. Big Ben is injured. Their offense has been inconsistent. They, the wrong routes and not on the same page as with the quarterback, and they have penalties on the offense. It's been a train wreck, actually, at times. And I expect for that reason, the Packers, who are a Super Bowl contender, are going to dominate Pittsburgh. TJ Watt is the X factor. TJ Watt, the pass rusher for Pittsburgh, can he take over this game and really, really cause problems for Aaron Rodgers if the Steelers are going to win this football game, which I don't think they will? TJ Watt is going to have to play really, really well and make a big impact in this football game. If TJ Watt gets hurt in the fourth quarter, game over. It's not going to happen. If they win, TJ Watt is a massive factor that's got to be good for Pittsburgh. Number 9, the Broncos at the Baltimore Ravens. The Denver Broncos are undefeated. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun. They are, so far, Denver is 3-0, but the teams they've beaten combined are 0-9. Every team they've played is winless. Denver has. So Baltimore will be the first team to actually challenge the Denver Broncos all year. No, but it's not like the Broncos, they've dominated bad opponents, but that's what you're supposed to do. Like, sorry, the Broncos don't pick their schedule. All they can do is win football games and beat the teams that line up in front of them. The Denver Broncos have one of the best, if not the best, and most complete rosters in the NFL. The Denver Broncos do not have a hole on their football team, and that's a thing I almost never say. Even the LA Rams have problems. Now, the Rams have a better quarterback. The Rams have a couple better, who has more star players, the Rams or the Broncos? I think the LA Rams have more star players. But people I think the most underrated team in the entire NFL is the Denver Broncos. That's my theory. I look at the roster, and it's like people just don't know the name Tim Patrick. People are like, I don't know who's Tim Patrick. He's a great receiver for Denver that you've never heard of. Noah Fant, a star tight end in the making in Denver. Good offensive line, good running back, good defense. They've got Vic Fangio, who is a Fangio. I still don't know how to say his name, and we're like 4 weeks into his second year in the NFL as a head coach. I'm like, I gotta learn how to say Vic Fangio's name. That's probably how you say it. But he's a defensive mastermind. He's the reason why Matt Nagy once won NFL Coach of the Year, was because he was a defensive coordinator in Chicago. And how is Vic Fangio the defensive, he's a head coach, but he's also the guy designing the defense in Denver? What's his game plan to stop Lamar Jackson? That's amazing. And also, Vic Fangio has good players on his team. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, a couple, like really the defense is loaded. So I really am excited to see how does Denver play against Baltimore. Are they as good as I think they are? I think Denver is the most underrated football team in the entire NFL. People have no idea what they got going on in Denver. If Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback in Denver, we would embrace them as a Hall of Fame. They're not a Hall of Fame team. We would embrace them as a Super Bowl contender today. But people doubt Teddy Bridgewater for good reason. Teddy Bridgewater has always been a average to limited quarterback in the NFL. But Teddy Bridgewater is playing out of his mind, better than ever before, and not just because they played bad teams. Teddy Bridgewater got better, believe it or not, because when you work hard, you watch a lot of film, you train hard, you get better. That's what tends to happen. Who would have thought hard work pays off? So I think the Denver Broncos, as I say it out loud, I think to myself, I think the Broncos might even dominate the Baltimore Ravens, but it is the first time they're going to get challenged. This is the game that will make or break Denver. How good are they? Either it's going to legitimize them or they're going to be proven as frauds. I'm also worried about the Ravens' offensive line. They struggle to protect Lamar Jackson at times, and we'll see. We'll see. I think Denver could smack Baltimore by a lot. Game number 10. Monday Night Football, the Raiders at the Chargers. Oh, my goodness. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I wish there was a Manning cast this weekend. This week, Monday. You know, I hate watching the actual Monday Night Football broadcast. The Raiders are 3-0. The Chargers are a dark horse Super Bowl team in my mind. And the Raiders, by the way, beat 3 football teams. The Steelers are not very good, but they, beat the Ravens. They beat Kansas City. The Raiders are a very good football team and a building football team. They have the most explosive offense so far through 3 games in the NFL. Derek Carr, by the way, is on pace to break every passing record in the NFL. He leads the NFL in passing. He's on pace, Derek Carr is, to throw for 6,600 yards. Think about that for a minute. He's thrown for 1,200 yards in 3 games. Unbelievable. Henry Ruggs, former first-round pick, is really evolving into a good player. Bryan Edwards, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. This offense is fantastic. Colton Miller, their tackle, the young guy, is playing great. The defense for the Raiders is getting better every week. I mean, they beat Kansas City, which is not an accident. Derek Carr, a MVP candidate against Justin Herbert, who is the most exciting young quarterback in the NFL. I love watching Justin Herbert. I was wrong about him in the draft. I feel like I am obligated to mention that every time I say it, but I love watching the guy play, and I love watching Justin Herbert play well. People think I have an ego. I don't care. I love when people prove me wrong. He did. He's outstanding. The Chargers defense, Brandon Staley he's a defensive-minded head coach. He was the Rams defensive coordinator last year. What's his plan to stop this Raiders explosive offense? They make big plays happen. They do good stuff. I really hope this is a good game. Raiders and Chargers. A blowout would really disappoint me. I don't care who wins. I just want it to be dramatic and fun, and I think we have potential for that. This is the NFL Week 4 so far is the best slate of games I have seen during the entire NFL season. It's not even close, and I cannot wait to watch. These are 10 games that it's going to be a big challenge to watch every game that's going to happen this week in the NFL. I'm going to do my best to watch all 10 football games. That's a lot. It's a big ask. It's a lot of time commitment. It's a lot of time committed to watching football. And it's my job. And I still am going to have a hard time. But I cannot wait to see what happens in these football games. It's going to be unbelievable.